Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Texas Toast. I'm Miss Helen, along with the returning guest who has become a great friend of the podcast. Want to say hello to John Teague from the Teague brothers. Hey, John, how's it going?
What's going on, Helen? Thanks for having me back.
Well, it's great to have you back. And I know last time we were together and visited, you were just coming off of Fingers and Thumb. And we had talked about I Don't Want to Go Home. And wow, what a hit that one turned into.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but I was sure hoping it was going to take off,
Yes, it absolutely did. And I remember that was when we were covering the backstory on it. But so congratulations on the success of that. So before we jump into the music, let's play a little catch up. How are your cows?
They're good. We actually sold them all and leased them. I know last time we talked, I was in the middle of downsizing.
Yes, you were.
The touring just kind of went crazy. After that, we went up to the Midwest. Traveled the country, so I had to get rid of some cows and chickens. Poor Desiree, I didn't want to leave her by herself taking care of all that.
Right.
So anyway, the cows are fine. Someone else is taking care of them now.
He just delegated that on. Well, that's good. Yes, because you have definitely been busy. You've had almost, at the end of the year with such success and nominations. I know you've got a nomination for Texas Regional Radio Awards that's coming up. You're in a tough category. I mean, there's like,
I can't win. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, you
too many good ones, man.
I know. That's what's so hard. It was like going through and watching the rounds of voting and doing the voting, because to me, I just want to give everybody, thumbs up. Everybody wins. Everybody is a winner in our Texas music scene. So you have been in the studio at Amusement Park in Lubbock and working with an awesome producer. Let's talk about dig into your music and what you've been working on.
So we decided we wanted to do a full-length record with I kind of mentioned it last year going into the podcast. I was so excited to go, but let me tell you, it was like way above and beyond my expectations.
Wow.
Scott is a wizard, about hands down. I mean, he set Flatland up for the rest of their lives on their career path. And I mean, obviously Cleto's songwriting had a lot to do with it, but the way Scott has the ability to really pull those emotions and words out and turn them into a full band, song that I learned so much from him, that priceless information. And then on top of that, the experience was just enlightening. Probably made a best friend for life with Scott. Him and his whole crew and family are just fantastic. They totally rolled out the red carpet for us. And he's as nerdy about songwriting as I am. So we just went down rabbit holes. I mean, it was so fun. 3-4 o'clock in the morning, chasing down some vibe or just an idea. And we really caught some magic. I think we caught some magic for sure. But yeah, so that whole experience was absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait for everybody to hear everything. It's just been it's all bottled up, and we still don't have all the mixes in, but we have a few. And so I Found Trouble was the first of those mixes. We wanted to put something out by the end of the year,
And let's stop at that one right now. We'll talk some more about the album. Yeah. I Found Trouble. When I found trouble, when the song came through and I previewed it, I was so excited. We emailed Jen right away. We previewed it on Texas on Tap, and I just love the up tempo, the sound, and the whole meaning behind it. Like sometimes those complete opposites. That's just so talk about I Found Trouble. Tell me about that single.
So when I wrote the song, I was in my head, I was imagining an Aggie falling in love with a UT girl. It's a little more sophisticated person in this farmer rancher guy who's trying to court her. And then it just turned into like I said, an Aggie rancher guy, it's just an average, it's just me and my wife. Cause she's to me, she's way out of my league. And so I could immediately dive into the song and like put myself in that character's shoes. And just really, I wanted a dance song. We needed, I say we need, I think every band needs a damn dance song, if you ask me. But that, to me, that was just one of them that I wanted to really just make fun, have a fun, light mood about the whole song. I've got enough songs about rainbow bridges and stuff, and darker themes. But so really, that was it. It's as simple as that. I wanted this fun song that was catchy with the lyric, the skip, jump, and bounce off a fumble, just tying all that together. And I remember waking her up in the middle of the night. I was like, babe, check this out. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, well, that's better than get out of the bed and go and leave me alone. So I thought I had something there. And so far, I think it's being well received,
Oh, yes, it's charting very good. Like in Texas country music chart, CD Extraction Texas, you're in the top 30. I mean, it's moving up, and it rose fast. It came up fast.
It did. It rose fast. The end of the year, it was like in the 50s, but we figured that. We put it out late in the year, so intentionally. I mean, we wanted there to be wanted to kind of just put new content out, mainly for the streaming, and then radio, they latched on real quick, and which is great. And we're like, oh, awesome. That's awesome. That's a good sign for next year. And so far, yeah, it jumped up. I mean, at least 20 spots in almost all categories. So it pretty quick. I mean, within a month, since the first.
Yes.
So I feel good about it. We'll see. I really, I want things to chart, but I'm mostly, I'm almost just having fun here. I'm just like, I'm hoping everyone's just enjoying what we're putting out, man.
Yes, you have a brightness in your eyes. Like when you start talking about this new album, it's like your eyes are just lighting up. So can you give us some more insight on the type of songs that you'll have on it?
Oh yeah. Okay. So there's like this crazy song that one night, oh man, I wish Scott was here to tell it with me, but one night we wrote this, I had written this song. It's just like kind of this weird song. It's called Blow. It'll be coming out later this year. It's going to have its own music video. It's like its own little world. But anyway, standard kind of dark, weird song. It's like you have these black sheep sometime on a record. It's like not what you would expect. On my last record, it was 8 Legs. And it's just a rock and roll tune. You wouldn't expect it on the record with Harvest Day, or Coyote. It's totally different. So this is like staying, kind of tipping the hat at that, keep going in that, or keeping that alive, that kind of like oddball song. And it was like one of those 3 or 4 a.m. things. He had put a mic outside and captured the rain and the cars driving by and stuff. Is pouring down rain in Lubbock, which is rare, or at least according to him. And he was like, man, it's pouring down rain. So he's like catching it, and we literally cut the whole song live. So like what you hear is a live take with the recording from outside. And if you heard the song, you would just be like, there's no way that all this was one take live. It was unreal. I'm still, like I said, I'm obviously still excited about it. But that's like how the whole freaking record went, was one magical moment to the next. It's almost too much, just like too, like I said, just like over the top. I wish the damn thing was out right now, man. I really do.
I do too. I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay, so when's the drop date for this? When can we start pre-saving? When can we start looking forward to it?
I know. I'm sorry. Well, I got one coming out next week. It's but after this one that's releasing next week, it's a song called January. It will be a long time before you get the rest of the record. Unfortunately, it's just the way things.
It's just how it goes. But that's okay. That's okay. Yes.
Yeah. But it's all right. Y'all have 2 songs to chew on for a while. We'll
take it.
So.
Yeah. 2 songs to chew on. Not only that, but also, we'll get into some of your great live shows that you have coming up. So how's your band doing? You were mentioning that you've had a few, making a change there.
Yeah, my drummer
with
has
you?
been with me for almost 4 years, and he's made decision to go to work. He's turning 30 this year and just decided that he'd rather go and did at least try a career out and see how that goes. And it was a really sad. He played his last show with me last weekend, and you know, we cried, we drank, we celebrated. It was a great time. I wish Tyler all the best, and gonna miss him. We grinded it out in Austin, like in the parking in alleyways and dragging our gear a mile to these places and getting parking tickets together, and and roughing it out, playing on shows that had 10 bands in the lineup and like not getting paid. Like he was there, so just I definitely gonna miss it. We shared so much together. But the rest of the band's doing great. We're really excited. We got a new drummer. His name's Alan Green. If you don't know Alan, you should. He's one of the best. I'm very fortunate that we're going to get the opportunity to work with him. He's a phenomenal live drummer and studio musician. He's one of the best. The rest of the band's doing just fine. I mean, we're working our butts off, like as usual, to try to give our best live show. Like it's 2022, so we're like, we got to shake the set up. We got to put some of the new songs are going to be in the set. So really, if you want to hear a lot of these new songs, come to the show because we're playing 4 or 5 of the new ones now.
Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah, it is. Yeah, they're a party, man. They're a good time.
Well, I was looking at your schedule. Speaking of shows, you got a big one coming. You'll be playing at the Houston Rodeo Barbecue Cook-Off.
Oh yeah, that'll be nuts. It'll be nuts. Yeah, that's one of my favorite events to do. We get asked to play at different tents, but this year we're getting to play with the guy Pinkerton's Barbecue in San Antonio. You ever heard of that? I mean, if you haven't, you should go there. Oh my God, they're fantastic. He has a place in Houston too, but he's cooking that night. It's some of the best barbecue you can have in the state, and that's saying a lot. I know this is Texas, but I firmly stand behind that.
I have to be so careful when I go to that cook-off. But I mean, ever since I was young, it's like every time I go, I end up showing my ass, and it's like I'm even older now. It's like, but it's
Gotta
always
behave,
fun.
Hal.
I know.
Now everybody knows who you are.
I guess just too much access and too much samples. It's like sample this and sample that. I'm talking about the beverages. Oh my gosh. And then it seems like either the weather is perfect or it's horrible when you go out to the cook-off, but it's always fun. We always make great memories, but I've been going there for so long. And I'm trying to think if there was ever one time I actually behaved myself.
Oh man, no. And there's too many police around there, but man, some of my former band members, man, they're too bold to be one. Yeah, this time we set some rules like, hey guys, look, none of that. There's too many cops around here.
But you know what I like about it? Even as big as it is, it's like it still is like small town, because like I'll run into friends I haven't seen in years from like my hometown, or you know what I'm saying? It's just like, even though it's as big as it is, it's just kind of like still going to like a county fair and meeting up with buds and catching up.
It is no doubt. It's a good time to be had everywhere you go there. So yeah, it's one of my favorite shows to do every year. Glad it's happening this year.
So what are some of the other shows that you have coming up that you'll be playing that you're looking forward to? It's kind of like one of those, oh, this is going to be a big one.
Well, we've got something coming up with Giovanni and the Hired Guns, and
Saw that.
it's looking like it's going to be a sold out show. We just booked one with Randall King. We've had one booked with Shane Smith for almost, well, I guess about 8 months now. It's finally going to come about in April. We have we're headlining a bunch of shows in February. So February is going to be jam-packed. March is looking like it's going to be jam-packed. And April is already, we got a whole tour we're doing in April, like a 10-day run out to the East Coast. We're going to go we're trying to go up to like North Carolina, but we'll see. We might be just stopping in Georgia and turning around, because we play with Shane Smith at the end of that run on the 23rd of April. So there's a lot of like right here in the first 2 quarters. It's just seems awesome. I'm just so totally excited about it. So
it's very exciting to think about from, talking to you, it was last May, we had our visit and been following you and all the great things that's been going on. And you are just so fired up, I can tell. And how was Steamboat for you?
oh man, it's about like your experiences at I showed my ass everywhere I went. But man, it was so fun. Yeah, that Steamboat is like where this band started. So it's like every time I go, it's just a giant celebration of like getting to hang out with all the musicians that we don't get to see because they're wherever they are, they're touring. We're always opposite each other. And so being in that one place, like, and then kind of not realizing how many people were paying attention to us all this time. So like when you show up and like people are approaching you, and like we've opened up for Stoney LaRue a few times, but we never got to actually talk to him. Well, over there, he was like, oh man, he's like, I wish you'd come say hi. I love y'all, man. And me and him, we spent like a whole night together playing around. I mean, those late night jams at Steamboat, it was like me, him, Matt Hillier, Matt Skinner, the Bronze Brothers. I mean, you name it. I mean, it was Jeff Crosby and just passing song. I mean, that's a magical place that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen anywhere else except there. Maybe a little at Mile Zero, but I don't think it even happens at Mile Zero like it does at Steamboat. So
Right.
Yeah, it's my favorite place to be for sure. My wife thinks I'm crazy when I go out there because it's 5-6 a.m. by the time I get back into the room. Then I sleep until noon, wake up and make a toddy and go back. It's rough, man. It's like 3 or 4 days of just like hanging in there. But yeah, Steamboat's amazing.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep following I Found Trouble as it goes up the charts. And then we talked about you'll have something dropping next week is the first part of February.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you've got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of big shows.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. We do. Got some great music coming up. I hope everyone enjoys. Next week is definitely contrast from I Found Trouble. So we're hoping y'all get it.
Oh, for sure. For sure. So I know that, is there anybody in particular lately that you've been co-writing with?
Well, I did write a song with a guy named Fred Kohler. If you look him up. His Fred Kohler, that's Koller. He has written a bunch of songs for Robert Earl Keen. He's written songs for Keith Whitley. I mean, and so one of his songs are on our record. Like him and I co-wrote it together. So I'm really excited about. That's probably the most notable one. Me and my guitar player has been writing a little bit, but really last year I didn't have time to go to Nashville, but maybe like 2 or 3 times. So the co-writings have been slow, but hell, we were busy. I had a whole bunch of stuff to do and a record to make. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think we covered it all. Is there anything else going on we need to know about?
No, I got some really cool stuff about to happen with some merch. My brother and I made a record in 2016. We put it out in 2017, and we took it down, but we're gonna put it together with a T-shirt and a koozie. And me and my brother, he's not even in the band anymore, but we're gonna sign him and then sell that package. So like you can only get that record if you buy it. And I only have like 200 left, so that'll be fun. You'll see that pop up, and so that's a really cool little project that him and I did, when the band first started. So
yes. And yeah. I love that because I love the whole story. If you don't mind, let's review with the class, just in case there's people that missed it from the first interview, how Teague Brothers Band, how you got named. I love that story.
Yeah, like we were just playing cover tunes, and I was just getting my feet wet. I'd been a drummer for a while, so my brother and I started just playing shows like hotels and Mexican restaurants here in town, here in Port Arthur and stuff. And on the flyer, it would say the promoter in town, she said, oh, your brother's going. Well, she literally, like without asking him, she just started putting the Teague brothers are here. The Teague brothers are there. And I mean, a year later, we're the Teague Brothers.
We're the Teague Brothers band.
Yeah,
that
that was
story.
it. Like we didn't even get to choose
Absolutely.
our band name.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
it's worked out good. And I know in our last visit too, we had talked about, our relation with living on the coast. Did Hurricane Nicholas get y'all?
No, we
Oh,
dodged them, man. Oof, we were
it
lucky.
came right here to me.
Oh no.
Right
How did
here
that
to
go?
me. It didn't go good. It didn't go good. We're still cleaning up the mess and still
Really?
got insurance adjusters and all that. But it was supposed to be a tropical storm. But I know you and I had talked to hurricanes and living on the coast and having to
Mm-hmm.
be prepared, and how we've both, I know we've dodged a bullet so many times here, but we didn't with that one. It was.
No, they seem to be picking up, don't you think? I don't know.
And I should know better, because that one formed so close to the coast to where there's so much variation and so much that could happen. Growing up, that, and
Mhm.
oh no, it didn't stay a storm, and the eye just bounced right out here, right
Mm.
by us. And then anyway, so yeah, we're cleaning up. It was quite an experience. So anyway, I just
You wrote it out?
Yes, I did. We
Oh
had
man.
97-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and we're on the island, and we're right here, and three
Oh
to
my
five.
gosh.
Anyway, I ended up making friends with like this crazy storm chaser guy. He's like real famous. His name's Reed or something, and he had some of his stuff set up. Yeah, it turned out to be. It's a pretty interesting story how I got into the whole meteorological stuff.
Awesome.
Anyway, so back to your music and back to everything coming up. We're looking forward to all the great things ahead of you. I had no doubt, that you would end 2021 with a bang, but 2022 is just going to be freaking amazing for you.
I hope so. I hope so, Helen. I'm trying like hell, man.
Oh, you're doing it. You're doing it. We're going to have you back on again and be following everything. And again, John
Sounds
Teague
good.
with Teague Brothers Band. Thank you so much, John.
Thanks, guys. See
She
you
knew
later.
where I was from as she left, I dare to say.